Hello and welcome to Para Norleans, the Paranormal New Orleans podcast, where we tell stories of the strange, the scary, spooky, unexplained, and otherworldly from across the New Orleans area, Louisiana, and beyond. I am your hostess, Fat Girl Freestyle. Thank you for joining us for season 2, episode 7. Now sit back, relax, say your prayers, and enjoy. I should have listened. I should have listened to Todd when he told me it wasn't a good idea. I I just wanted to have some kind of connection to the other side. I just wanted to know that he was okay. I'm hiding under the bed right now because I didn't know what else to do. I pushed the dresser in front of the door, but I know eventually he's going to find me. It's going to find me. I should have just listened. Todd and I were married 3 years ago, and it was so wonderful. He was my person. He was everything I had imagined in a partner. And he was so funny. And he listened to me. We both wanted the same things in life. We went on our honeymoon. I got pregnant right away because Todd and I wanted several children. And the pregnancy was a dream. Giving birth was a dream. Everything was just so beautiful. Life was, and I know people hate hearing this, but life was perfect. Because it truly was. And then 8 months ago, everything changed. We were coming back from Todd's parents' house. It's a couple hours drive away. And a drunk driver veered into our lane and pushed us off the highway. I don't remember. I don't remember anything after seeing the flashing lights of the car. I just remember what they told me. What Todd told me while I was in the hospital. Her little boy was gone. He didn't survive the accident. I was so devastated. I felt like I was in the middle of some insane person's nightmare. I asked Todd to wake me up, to wake me up from the bad dream, and he said, "Honey, I'm sorry, but it's not a dream." Todd had to plan everything for the funeral. He had to take care of everything because I just was not in a state of mind to do anything. Being at home was hard because everywhere I looked, I saw my son. I could hear him. I was watching television one day and there was a woman advertising some sort of spiritual shop opening. I don't know why it caught my attention, but she talked about being a medium. And I thought maybe she could help me get in touch with my son so I could know how he was doing. Did he feel any pain when did he feel any pain in the accident? I I called an Uber and I didn't tell Todd anything. I just told him I needed to get out of the house by myself for a little while. I think I told him I was going to a coffee shop or something. And I went to her store and it was some dinky little space at the end of some nondescript street. She didn't even have a sign outside. But I went in anyway. And there were about 5 or 6 people there already waiting. All of us had lost someone. We were painted in the same sadness and grief. I could tell by the looks in their eyes. Eyes are never the same after someone you love and cherish dies. It's like the light that once radiated from your soul is extinguished. I took a seat and I just waited. Eventually, a young woman came out and asked me my name. She guided me to the back where this woman was, and she set me down at a table. And the medium came over and sat across from me. She stared at me weirdly for a few minutes. And she said, I hear a child laughing. Did you lose a child? And I immediately started to cry. And I said, yes, my son. She said he didn't feel anything. It was peaceful, quick. I asked if he was happy where he was. She said, yes. It's beautiful where he is. He has no worries there. I asked if he could see his dad and I from where he was. And she said that he could. And that he wanted me to get better. That his dad was trying, but I needed to get better because we needed each other. I leaned in close and I said, I need to see him. I need to talk to him. I need to hear him. And she said that wasn't possible. That where he was and where I am, the two should never cross. Because once the door is open, it's hard to close sometimes. But I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear. I just wanted to see my little boy. Please understand, I only did it because I wanted to hear his voice. I just wanted to see him one more time. She must have known or seen something in me because she grabbed my hand and she said, once you open a door, it is hard to close. And there's no guarantee that your loved one will be the one that comes through. Sometimes other things show up. I just looked at her and asked her how much I owed her. She said, "You don't owe me anything, but please don't do anything strange or anything that you don't have any experience with." I don't know how she knew, but while we were sitting there, I started thinking about being in high school. My cousin and I found a Ouija board at a thrift store. We played around with it, but nothing really happened. I thought maybe I could find another one and connect with my child. I left and headed headed to another store where I knew they sold all types of spiritual things. I found one Ouija board way in the back. And I remember the clerk asking me if I was sure this is what I wanted, if I knew what I was doing. I should have heeded the warnings. I came home. I hid my purchase from Todd because I didn't want him to think I was losing my mind. I just shouldn't have done it. But I waited for him to go to bed. And I stayed up and I took that Ouija board out. I lit a white candle. All the things that they tell you to do in preparation for contacting a spirit. I must have sat there for an hour before anything happened. I just asked for my son to come through. I wanted to hear him. I remember feeling the board vibrate. And then I heard it. I heard the slightest little giggle. And I got excited. And I asked the board, "Is my son here?" And immediately it slid to yes. And I asked if I could see him. And nothing happened. I asked if I could hear his voice. And like a wind wishing past my ear, I heard, oh, my heart jumped. I heard Todd stirring around, so I hurry up and put everything away. When he went to work the next morning, I went right back to it. Oh, I spent hours talking to him that first morning, hearing his giggle. And as the days wore on, he came through more and more and more. And finally, one evening, I asked to see him. I needed to see him. I needed to know that he was okay. I needed to just see his face, his sweet face. It seemed as though everything got quiet, everything stopped, the air stopped moving. I couldn't hear anything. And it was like that for a few seconds, and then all of a sudden this big whoosh. And I immediately felt his presence in the house. And I stood up from my chair, calling his name, and I started running around the house looking for him, just looking everywhere. And I went to his room, and I saw him. I saw him standing in the corner holding one of his favorite toys. His back was to me, but it was him. And I walked in, and I went down on my knees, and I said, "Son, mommy has missed you so much." And I reached for him. I reached for him to touch him. He just continued to play with his toy. When I reached out to put my hand on his shoulder, it was cold. And all of a sudden, I got this terrible feeling in my stomach, like a giant knot twisted. And I pulled my hand back. And I said, "You're not my son." And the thing that showed up as my little boy picked its head up, turned towards me, and said, "Mommy, it's me." It's me, mommy. It's me. Ah! Oh! I ran from the room because when it turned, it didn't have a face. Oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? Oh my God, what have I done? I grabbed the board up and I threw it away. I brought it to the trash. I threw it outside. Oh, I I didn't know what I was doing and I should have listened. All that night, I could hear footsteps running through the house. I couldn't say anything to Todd because would he have believed me? Would he have thought I was crazy? Probably would have had me committed. For days, I heard the giggling. I heard, Mommy, it's me. Mommy, Mommy, come and play with me. Mommy, I just want to give you a hug. I just want to give you a hug. I was disgusted and terrified. And then Todd started having strange dreams. Strange dreams about some evil entity, he said. Something dark, torturing him in his sleep, hiding in the dark corners of the house. And he started changing from the loving, caring husband I had come to know to angry, bitter man. One day, one day he confronted me while we were attempting to have dinner, attempting to ignore the presence I had allowed into our home. He looked at me from across the table and he said, I know you did something. What did you do? The house feels different. There's something here. I hear the little kid giggles. I hear the footsteps. I hear you mumbling to yourself sometimes. I know you did something. What did you do? And I had no choice but to admit that I used a Ouija board to try and contact our son. And he immediately stood up and threw his plate off the table. He walked over to me, his face twisted in anger. I had never been fearful of him before, but I was scared of him in that moment. And he walked over to me and he got close to my ear and he said, "Our son is dead. The thing you unleashed into our home is going to kill you." And he stood up and he laughed. And that's when I felt that my husband wasn't my husband, that the thing I had brought into our home had taken him over. I didn't know what to say or do. I just, I was frozen, scared. And as he walked away, he started singing, "Mommy, I want a hug." And I just ran to grab my keys and my wallet and out the front door, hopped in my car. I drove, I drove back to the spiritual shop and I banged on that door until someone answered. It was the assistant of the owner, and she let me in. I sat down and I told her I needed I needed help. And the medium comes from the back and she tells me to get out. She said, "I warned you. I told you not to do what you were thinking, and you did it anyway. And now you have opened the door, and something came through, and it has marked you, it has marked your husband. You are not going to survive." Get out. I was shocked because what had I done? I had nowhere to go. I had no one to talk to. I had nothing. I drove back home. I went inside and I found Todd pacing oddly throughout the house, repeating some indecipherable phrase over and over and over and over again. I did the only thing I knew how to do, and that was pray. And I got into prayer, asking God for help, asking for forgiveness for what I had brought into our home. And Todd got quiet. And he walked over to me and put his hands on my shoulders, and they didn't feel like his hands. They felt like claws digging into my shoulders. But when I looked, they were his regular hands. And he stood over me and he said, "Your prayers are too late. Your prayers are too late. Mommy just wanted a hug. Mommy just wanted a hug." Mommy will get her hug. Do you still want that hug, Mommy? Do you still want that hug? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I did this. Please help me. I I barely got away. I could feel his hands starting to ease up around my neck. I broke free and I hid. But I know it's just a matter of time before he finds me. It finds me. I know. I don't know what else to do. I can I can hear him. moving around. And he keeps repeating the same thing over and over and over. Mommy, do you want a hug, Mommy? I just want to hug you, Mommy. I just want to hug you, Mommy. Do you want a hug, Mommy? I just wanted to see my son one last time. I didn't mean to bring this thing into our lives, but it's here. It's here, and there's no hiding from it. It will find me. Or has it already? Do you want a hug, Mommy? Do you want a hug? Well, if there's one thing we have learned, it's never play with the Ouija board, because you never know what door you might open and what might come through. Thank you for listening to another episode of Para Norleans, the Paranormal New Orleans podcast. I certainly hope you have enjoyed episode number 7. If you would like to support, the best thing you can do is to share my content. Tell your friends, your family, your coworkers, even the people that you hate, because even the people that we don't like need to be entertained. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, Fat Girl Freestyle channel, where there's lots more spooky content for you to see. If you're feeling generous, Venmo at Fat Girl Freestyle. fatgirlfreestyle@gmail.com if you have PayPal. If you would like to submit your own experience, fatgirlfreestyle@gmail.com. Please let me know if you would like to remain anonymous. Make sure you're following Fat Girl Freestyle on all social platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And once again, I appreciate you for being here with me. Thank you for listening. I certainly hope you enjoyed. And as always, I will see you next time.